Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Stardust Rhapsody. Only this time, it's the Prelude. We would absolutely love it if you would like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check that bell so you never miss an episode. And of course, while you're doing that, I'm going to read some quotes from last session of Stardust Rhapsody. It was a banger. Quote number 1. At first, I thought Mace was going to be the funny, wholesome DM. Then he pulled out Jackson, the Sorry, and the Eldritch Abominations beyond our comprehension, and literal killer clowns in outer space. I am pleased with this twist. Quote number 2. Stardust Rhapsody intro. The universe is a beautiful infinity, and we're all a tiny part of its glorious melody. Stardust Rhapsody gameplay. We're fucked! We're so fucked! So true. Quote number 3.
So true.
I still can't get over how good that intro music is. I must listen to it 3 or 4 times every time a new episode drops. And lastly, quote number 4, the sound Andy made there before collapsing was so realistic my heart stopped for a moment. Mace is supposed to be the happy, light-hearted one. What happened? Good question.
Space.
That's
Space
right.
Happened.
Space happened. So, as always, make sure you leave a comment below, and next time, maybe yours will be read. In the meantime, you can support the channel a few different ways. 1, you can become a channel member right here on YouTube. Number 2, you can go check out our merch shop. Got a lot of really great stuff over there. Number 3, you can become a patron over on Patreon. It's the only place you can watch 2 exclusive campaigns. And lastly, go get your copy of The Crooked Moon today by going to thecrookedmoon.com. Pre-order it. Do it. Thank you.
Okay, time to rip another pack. Shucks, no Charizard. Let me try again. Shucks, no Charizard. Well, let me try again. Shucks, no Charizard.
Hey, Gary, what's going on?
Oh, Andy, I'm just ripping some booster packs.
I heard a lot of crinkling from the other room. You're just ripping packs, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm fishing for that legendary Hollow Charizard.
Oh no, how much money did you put into this?
Well, you know, just what you might expect for a fan of collectible card games.
Oh no, really?
I would say, gosh, please don't tell my wife. I just remembered I'm divorced.
Gary, I got something way better than what you were doing right there. It's called Legends Odyssey.
Legends Odyssey? As long as we don't get ate up by a bunch of Cyclopses, I'm in.
What?
Or Cyclopes.
No. This is a brand new collectible card game.
Oh, I was worried that we were gonna curse Poseidon and go on a 10-year voyage.
No. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be awesome.
That does sound awesome. Shucks, I was worried. After surviving the Trojan War, it'd be really terrible to spend the next 10 years trying to get back to my hot wife.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go on. That's it. That's all I got.
It's got all of the hallmarks of a great card game. We're talking 1 to 4 players.
Oh yeah.
Easy to learn, but with amazing strategic depth.
Oh yeah.
And it's modular. You got 4 different game modes you can play.
I especially like the easy to learn part because I am, as the kids say, a bit of a smooth brain.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not.
Oh,
That's the whole thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, even though like I'm a wizard and I wear wizard clothes, I actually have quite a low int.
Oh, does that mean I'm a smooth brain too?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
bummer.
it's by proxy. It's by osmosis.
Is that why we ended up here stuck together forever?
We fell for a lot of MLM scams and timeshares, so that's why we're here. Only smooth brains fall for those.
Oh man, it's not looking good for us.
No, it's not. It's not.
You can play 1v1, 2v2 for absolutely epic duels. There's a solo story mode that you can play through. You can even act as a GM if you want to challenge your friends.
I'll challenge my friends any day.
Oh yeah, so what you're saying is when we get our hands on this game, you and I, we're gonna 1v1.
Yes, head-to-head, 1v1.
That's right.
I would go easy on you, for that is your only chance to win.
Oh, that's what you think. I've
But
been
alas,
studying the cards since before you were born.
While you were out partying, Andy, I was studying the deck. Just to clarify, I said studying the deck with an E.
It's very important.
Just
That's
for the that E is very important.
Very important.
Very important.
In addition to the real-life gameplay, there's also a digital component called the Emirian Compass, where you can scan your cards to unlock additional content, like audiobooks, mini-games, and free scenarios. So by backing the campaign, you can easily pick up the starter set and jump right in playing with your friends. Or if you want to expand your collection, then you can get booster packs and collect up to over 500 additional cards. Also, be sure to check out their amazing deck holders and playmats. They're wonderful, and it'll help keep your collection pristine.
I've always been a bit of a deck holder.
Nope. No, we actually can't do that. I know there have been a few times that I say nope, and we leave it in the ad. There's no way. Oh, and the one you're really gonna like because it looks like a beautiful leather tome.
Normally when I get something beautiful and leather, I gotta pay $500 an hour.
No. Mike, you're beyond the pale.
You ain't a real wizard unless you got a tome.
Oh,
every wizard's got a musty, dusty tome. You know what I mean? Extra musty.
All right, Gary, it's time to back the Kickstarter, so don't delay. Make sure you use the link below and go check it out. Control the power of the 5 elements and save the kingdoms of Emeria.
Yeah, let's control all the elements.
We're Legends of Evantris. This is Stardust Rhapsody Prelude. So grab your electric guitar, your saxophone, and lend your cosmic melody to our galactic duet. Let's jam.
Some say the universe is a song, that all things are made from the same stuff as the stars, and that every life is a note in the music of existence that echoes through infinity. So when you feel insignificant and alone, just remember, we're all irreplaceable parts of that grand cosmic melody, the Stardust Rhapsody.
Space, the infinite frontier, an expanse where anything is possible and life is what you make it. And what did our favorite starlight explorers make of it? Well, they became bounty hunters, of course. With a number of what you could say successful completions under their belt, Pyke and Rett have found their rhythm. We'll start this story with them enjoying a well-deserved rest. However, that grand cosmic chorus never pauses its tune for long. 6 weeks after your latest bounty, you find yourselves across a booth from each other, enjoying breakfast at a local diner on a space station. Though you've had a successful run of late, it's been a while since your latest payday, and you know that you need to get to your next bounty fast, or things are going to start drying up around the Rhapsody. Rhett, you've recently been perusing the bounty boards, hoping for anything worthwhile that'll offer a payday to kind of keep you running, keep you in a position to upkeep the Rhapsody, upkeep your ships, just keep food on the table, as it were. But nothing as of yet has caught your eye. And here you sit, enjoying a cup of coffee at a table with about enough money to split a slice of pie, discussing what to do next.
Are you still hungry?
Well, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna have to split the space pie?
I mean, yeah.
All right. Excuse me, miss.
Oh, hey, sweetheart.
What flavors of space pie you got?
Well, we have space pumpkin pie, space cherry pie, we have space blueberry pie with a lemon shaving. That's my favorite, of course.
Uh-huh.
We have space apple pie and space pecan pie.
You know, I was hoping for some real far out wild shit, but what are you feeling?
You know that I only like cherry.
Fine. One slice of space cherry pie.
One slice of space cherry pie coming right up.
Oh, and do we have enough for a refill of the coffee?
Refills are included, right?
Oh, we'll top you up for free. Absolutely, honey. Here you go.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers. You know, it wouldn't kill you to expand your horizons a little bit.
It might.
You ever had a good space pecan?
It's not for me.
It tastes nothing like the pie, I guess, but it's good all the same.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
The bounty board's been dry? You found nothing?
Pretty much zilch. I mean, this is uncharacteristically calm. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I mean, we barely got enough fuel to take on the next job, let alone supplies, grease, electricity, spare parts.
I'm running out of smokes, Rhett.
Well, nobody wants that.
There's gotta be something. I'll take anything, even some small fries at this point. And you know how much I hate doing those jobs.
Well, if we're desperate enough, I mean, we could ask around. I can talk to my contacts, you talk to yours, and see what they have to say.
We had a good run for a while, too. We were on a hot streak.
Yeah, we were. What happened to all the goddamn fucking credits?
It's just like they're there one day and gone the next.
It was good while it lasted. All the space beef we could eat.
And the space beef was great. You were full of it for 6 straight weeks. However, you're rapidly reaching the point where it is only space bell peppers left. It's at this point that a younger gentleman walks up to the table, also in a diner outfit. Clean shaven face, doesn't look like he could even grow a beard quite yet. He's been training. He's been to the table before with the waitress that was serving you. He's here to deliver the pies. Oh, hey, here you are, guys. This is your space cherry, and Miss Louise threw in a slice of that blueberry lemon for you as well, just for being such good patrons.
For free?
For free, exactly.
Oh, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Had enough cherry for a goddamn lifetime.
Man, I'd rather be lucky than good. Sometimes things work out.
Wait, before you go.
Oh, yes.
You seem to be a young, well-connected man.
Oh, you noticed that, did you?
Seems to be well-liked and popular amongst your peers.
Oh, well. Not that any of them said so far, but I think that they feel that way.
Well, I'll give you half of this piece of pie if you happen to know of anybody we can talk to about potential jobs.
Oh, well, what's your line of work?
Bounties.
Oh, bounties. I think I heard them talking in the kitchen. Someone had come through here not long ago. I'll send Miss Louise back over to the table. See if she knows anything about it. That it could be something there. I don't know kind of what style of bounty you normally deal with, or how tough you usually go for. I don't know that there's a big payout. And that's usually what you adventuring types look for, but it could be something. You can give me just a couple minutes.
All right.
And he'll walk off back towards the kitchen area.
First the pie, now a potential job. Things are looking up.
It never hurts to ask, right?
That's right.
It never fucking hurts. I guess I owe him half my pie now.
Look, if this pays off, it's gonna be worth it.
Well, I'm not hungry anyway. And I'll push the pie to the edge of the table. And if he comes back, I'll let him take it. But I mean, look, at this point, I think even if there's something small, even if somebody needs some fucking security, or shit, if somebody needs a speeder fixed up, just give me an afternoon and I can, start making a dent, start building back up our savings.
Yeah, no matter how sour it may be, we'll swallow the bitter pill just to get by. Plus, wherever this ends up, we'll take him to some city, we'll take wherever this job ends up, we'll be able to find another line of work when we get there. There's got to be another fresh set of bounties on whatever planet we end up on.
You're right. We gotta get somewhere fucking seedier.
Oh, hey, honeys.
Ma'am?
I heard Joseph said you were asking about potential work in your bounty hunters.
As we typically do over breakfast, discussing our line of work, which does happen to be in bounties.
Well, there was this guy who passed through here not long ago. Real unsavory sort. The type. I had a bad feeling about him. He wore this really terrible red jacket and had a bandana the same color. Just really clashed. No fashion sense. He was giving off a really strange vibe, and when he left, he didn't tip at all. And that's the exact moment I knew that he was no good. And then, sure enough, we had one of the law came through here. Said they were looking for a guy by his description. Said he was a part of the Red Street gang, just local lowlifes. Well, I let him know that he was just passing through. I didn't think to mention it at the time. I didn't remember when I was talking to him, but he had said that he was asking questions about a mining colony on the edges of the star system. Something about precious gems they were turning up. Rumors completely unproven though. Nothing's coming out of that place. It was the mining colony 7 or 9, something like that. 9, I think it was 9. Yeah, there was these rumors for a little bit that they had turned up something other than ore, but no one's seen anything come from that part. And I think he's just chasing ghost stories. But there's said to be a pretty good reward for bringing him in.
How many people have you talked to about this besides law enforcement?
You're the first bounty hunters that have come in. You're the first to ask. So really just you. Well, and the people the people who work here just gossip.
Well, with a little bit of luck, maybe we can contact the law, see if they put out an official bounty for this guy.
Unless you've heard if there's any kind of official reward.
Well, just that they had said that there'd be something in it for anyone who could bring him in. I don't know if I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if they were planning to put out an official bounty. But I could put you in touch with someone maybe, and they could let you know if there's actual reward in it for you.
We gotta move on this fast.
Good enough for me. All right, who do we talk to?
Well, let me see. Give me just another couple minutes. Let me see if I can't get you connected to somebody, and you could take it from there.
All right, thank you, ma'am. And if you see the young gentleman, you can give him half of my piece of pie.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. I'll let him know.
The moment she walks away, I'll set down my cigarette in the ashtray that's there, and I begin to wolf down the pie very, very quickly, and moving with haste because I know that time is of the essence. And then I begin fumbling through my wallet to see if I can find just a bit of money to leave as a tip. And it's not as much as I would like to leave for a tip, but we're on our dregs. And I try to leave just a little bit that I can.
I think I got a few too.
Yeah, we gotta hurry.
Oh, you're right. Oh, God, the coffee's hot.
It's good though.
Burning my fucking tongue.
There's no time, and if we fail this is gonna be the last meal we have for a while, so enjoy it.
All right, don't eat too fast.
It's gone.
All right, the Red Street Gang. I don't think I've ever heard of these fuckers.
Doesn't ring a bell. They gotta be small fish.
Well, if they wear red, they should be easy to hunt down. The problem is knowing who's the fella that she saw. It's possible they all wear the same fucking thing.
And why would he be operating alone? If they're a gang, you don't usually see people like that on their own.
Not to mention fucking with mining colonies. I mean, this seems like some real governmental shit.
Yeah, something doesn't add up here. I'm looking around to see if she's coming back. I'm like visibly not anxious, but there's a little bit more energy and life to me now that I think that there might be a reward on the horizon here. And I'm looking to see if she's coming back.
Yeah, and you've wolfed down your pie, and you've kind of scrounged together to find the means to leave. What's ended up to be a relatively respectable tip, nothing to be ashamed of. And you scan the diner really quick. The old style, very, very classic, kind of like brown seating, the kind of almost like the ridges of a seashell. Comfortable seats, comfortable seats, low lighting, kind of that like dim yellow light cast around the room. And you don't see her returning just yet. As you anxiously wait to see if there's any news on on the location or the legitimacy of this lead that she's offered you.
I would also be looking around the diner to see if there's anybody that matches the description of the jacket and the headband that this individual would be wearing, just to see if there's any hint of activity, like, possible gang activity in or around the diner.
Roll a perception check.
I'd love to. I got an 18.
An 18. So you look around the diner and you scan for anything that looks like the loose description she gave you. Anything kind of Red Street gang related. And nothing, you catch a couple of people who look like, they're definitely keeping to themselves. They want to be left alone. But not the welcoming sorts, but nothing Red Street related that you can see jumps out at you.
After I take a quick look around the diner, I'll lean back in, get kind of quiet, and lean towards Rhett, and I'll say, "What do you make of this mining operation? Is this common? Is this out there? What about precious stones in a mining colony?"
Well, I mean, you can mine all sorts of shit in the asteroids and various fucking little planets all over the galaxy, and what she was saying about it having something mysterious uncovered, that's what doesn't make fucking sense to me. And why isn't it the mining company itself that's still mining if it's a paying fucking claim, why would they abandon it? Something's not adding up.
I agree with you. Do you have any contacts with law enforcement that we might be able to get in touch with to find out about this bounty?
I don't know if I would. In this,
I don't know. We'll say in this sector of space, I don't know that you would have any contacts with anyone who you think could drive you towards this answer.
Are we, just sort of very broadly, if this is relevant at all, are we more like in the Outer Rim? Are we more in the core worlds? Like what kind of just general
I would say
vibe?
You're definitely would be considered kind of Outer Rim.
Okay.
But closer, like not super far out in the Outer
Right.
Rim, like way kind of towards like wilder space. But you're definitely like on the outer edges currently, but still within like core world territory, kind of like right on the brink between the two.
Well, I mean, it could be any fucking small little company that just bought a claim on an asteroid. It's impossible to say, and with a creative name like Mining Colony 9, I wouldn't be surprised if it was an ether dwarf that did it. But, didn't really break the mold with that one.
And you would know absolutely as well that there are absolute, for things like this, there are places that would range from very large operations that would sustain and export ore to like the Empire, massive companies might also have rigs to form alloys, but they could also range to as small as just any piece of land, like you're saying, asteroid, very small planet that kind of turned up any kind of useful mineral, could have a very kind of minor vein and mining outfit that keeps it running just to kind of export basic needs.
How often do these claims end up dead on arrival? Nothing there after they're bought.
Well, I mean, it depends. I've heard of fellas staking their entire life savings on, one rock in space because they happen to hit some seam or vein or something. Spent a whole lot of money to mine the whole thing out, and it turns out that's all it was. Just a scratch. But then I've heard of stories on the other end where a totally unassuming hunk of rock in space and the whole goddamn thing is worth billions. So it's impossible to say. But for me, what I don't get is a street gang trying to mess with it. I mean, maybe it has to do with illicit substances.
You think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe it's not a mining claim at all. Maybe it's some sort of hideout, some sort of drug stash.
Well, there's no way to know until we start talking to folks. So let's see if she can hook us up with a contact, and we'll take it from there.
And it's at this point that she'll walk back. And yeah, so I did have that officer left his name and contact information, Owen. And I think if you reach out to him, I mean, at least he was the one that was asking questions about it. So if you reach out to him, he might be able to direct you further, or let you know if this is something that they're still interested in, if it's become a bounty, or what the situation is. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
No, you've been more help than you possibly can realize. Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure serving you today. So if that's it, here's his information. If you have communications on your ship, something like that, you should be able to give him a call or connect with him.
All right. We left a tip. That's the best we can do. Let's go.
And we rush to the Rhapsody.
Hey, fire up the engines. 30%, we got to conserve the ether as long as we can.
And you walk out of the diner, and these excuse me. These slate blue titanium docks stretch out in all directions past the diner, as different sections, different style of ship is docked here. Not wildly busy. There aren't it's not a fleet like hundreds of ships are docked at this place, but it has a pretty meaningful amount. I'd say probably you could look around and see 15 to 20 pretty large ships put in here with patrons of the diner. You make your way down this expansive, almost like a dock running out into a lake, but titanium, slate blue titanium stretching out with these kind of ether pylons, almost looking like just tall cylinders that stretch up. You're out in the open air, the sky stretching wide above you, but protected as you walk along, because they're generating livable space for you as you walk towards the Rhapsody. With each step you take, it comes further and further into view. The front foil of the Rhapsody reaches down and secures the dock, locking it in place. The charcoal doors to the hangar bay slowly open like the maws of a great beast. You walk up the hangar past your ships. Having seen better days, you can almost hear them call out for a spa day. At the end of the hangar, you walk up the stairs past the rooms until you reach the lounge area. An ashtray full of cigarette butts sit across the table from your latest tinkering project, Rhett. You then can make it up the next kind of half staircase into the to the bridge, if you so choose. Sit at the chair and explore this lead.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You can hop out of my seat now. You have your own seat. It's perfectly comfortable. All right.
Hank jumps to the arm of your chair and then down onto your knee and then down onto the ground and curls up on his little chair and sits down.
I think that it would be common if you were not in a situation where you were not wanting to be bothered, that I would have like a space that I would normally just kind of stand and lean up against and smoke a cigarette on the bridge while you're doing your
100%.
thing. And just keeping you company as long as I'm not feeling like I'm bothering you.
All right. Is that a 2 or a 5?
5.
It's a 7.
You sure?
No.
I ain't. Oh, a 7, of course. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Beep.
Hey, Galactic Enforcement, this is Owen.
Officer Owen. The name's Rhett. I've recently heard tale that you are looking for someone from the Red Street Gang. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct. You have information?
My partner and I are skilled bounty hunters, and there's never been a mark that we haven't been able to hunt down. And we're looking to offer our services in exchange for a simple reward of credits.
Bounty hunters, you say? What's the name of the ship?
The Rhapsody.
I haven't heard of you. But yes, this is something that's developed into a bounty myself. I was actually just typing it up. I could send it your way in just a minute. Guy's name is Merrick. Was part of the Red Street Gang.
Merrick.
We had him for a little bit. He escaped, so as far as we can tell, he's on the run, evading us. There was some talk that he ended up heading towards an outer rim mining colony, small operation, but we sent a unit or two out that way and nothing turned up. Something about they'd uncovered precious gems. Nobody there knew anything about it. We didn't find any evidence of it. We think he's chasing ghost stories. Or he's somewhere else entirely. If you want to check out the lead yourself, we can send you coordinates.
Well, that's not much to go on, but we'll take what we can get.
If you can point us where to go, we'll check it out. But jams. Is there anything else you can give us? I mean, is this guy dangerous? Is he armed?
Yeah, he is armed. And he's been known to cause some damage when backed into a corner, so I wouldn't approach him lightly.
How about his return? Dead or alive?
Either one's good with us.
Easy on us.
Shouldn't have told us that. That poor fuck. All right. Well, if you can send us coordinates, we can head on out there and take a look right away. I don't know how time sensitive this is for you, but it's a little time sensitive for us.
Well, it's not. We just want him off the board, but he's small fish. The payouts 8,000 notes if you're successful. So I don't know of your renown. Maybe that's good. Maybe it's not.
It'll get us by.
It will definitely get you by. That's a comfortable.
That'll do.
Yeah.
8,000. All right. Done. Have you told anyone else about this? I know you're about to post it, but could you do us a fucking favor and maybe keep it between you and me and him and him? I'll point to Hank.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Dice. I don't have any dice.
You want to borrow mine?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, where are all your ret dice? You got a million ret dice.
I don't know.
They're
where
around.
are.
We cleaned up.
Oh, man.
I have my Wuffrup dice and my Pirates dice. 8.
Oh, boy.
8.
Oh, no.
Well, Red, I tell you what. I mean, we need this guy off the board, but I don't really care too much about him. I just don't want him out there causing damage. I'm not going to hold the bounty for you, but I won't rush the posting. And it's about my lunchtime.
One of those deals where, like, when you call the store and they have it, but they won't put it on hold for you. So you gotta, like, rush to the store and hope someone else doesn't buy it out from under you. God fucking damn it.
That's kind of your situation.
All right.
Look, we've got a head start. This is perfect. It's all we need. We'll zip out over to the coordinates. We'll check out this asteroid. Certainly, if this guy's not still there, he's not smart enough to have not left a point to where he's going to next. We'll figure it out.
You're right. Send it over. We'll be on our way. Thank you, sir.
That'll be your way shortly. And you disconnect the call. You have a couple moments before you think that you'll get this information, and you know that while you have that time, you'll be very focused on, or you might want to consider the things you normally do to get, flight ready, prepare for navigation, anything you might do to kind of ready for, as a trip.
Yeah, I would make sure that the ether, that my pack was totally topped up and ready to go, and any checks that I would do in case we need to quickly jump into action, I can throw it on and be out.
Okay.
All right. The hot streak continues.
Well, let's not count our chickens, but I'll knock on wood to that.
I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm going to go check on the Sparrow, give her a good once-over, make sure we're good to go. I know our fuel tanks are not topped off, but I think I got enough if it comes to it.
All right, I mean, we got enough, and if we can just, make this quick in and out, we'll be fine. But, don't be fucking frivolous. Don't go on a joyride on our way to the coordinates.
You know I don't go for joyrides. Okay.
All right.
8,000 credits. We can do this. This guy might not be so small fry after all.
Well, I mean, if this is an easy job where we don't even have to take him in alive. I mean, this could be an hour or two if we get lucky.
Easy. I don't think I've ever been to a mining colony before. I'm interested to see what it looks like.
You ever seen rocks?
Well, yeah.
Just picture that.
Machinery?
Yeah, you ever seen machines?
Yeah.
It's machines and rocks. That's all it is. It's nothing fancy. Let me tell you, trust me. Trust me on this. I've been to enough of them. Whether you're mining minerals or ether, it's all the fucking same. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
All right, I'm heading to the Sparrow. You page me if anything happens, all right?
I'll let you know. We'll be out of here in 2.
And I will make my way to the hangar to check on the Sparrow and just make sure there's nothing, even though she's in rough shape, that she's flyable and that things are okay. If things get dicey and we gotta go that route.
You make your way back to the hangar bay, and you approach the Sparrow, your favored personal ship. You go to take just a quick inventory on it, ensure that it's ready to go. It's not in any kind of catastrophic disrepair, which neither you or Rhett, I would say, would kind of allow to reach that point. You roll a ship investigation check.
I love that. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't do very well. I roll very low.
Okay.
I roll very low.
It's
It's fine.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you were in it. Probably the last time you were in it was about 6 weeks ago, as you and Rhett have just kind of been enjoying the last couple weeks together. But you know that it is definitely, resources are just running low on the ship side. Fuel's low. Weapons are low. If anything were to break out and you had to actually jump in the Sparrow and make something happen, you would have a very limited window of time to be effective.
Emergency situation.
Situations.
All right. I take mental note of that, and I think to myself to let Rhett know that it's in case, break glass in case of emergency only.
Yeah.
I have very limited flight time.
Yeah.
If necessary.
But you can tell that you put your hand up to it and kind of run the length of the body as you walk up to check. You go to the cockpit where you normally sit inside.
I can see it so clearly in my mind.
Yeah. you grab the handles and just kind of give it a play for 1 second. It feels like butter in the palm of your hands. Like home, exactly right. And not many places have felt like home, but here on the Rhapsody, here in the Sparrow, you do for moments let that feeling creep in. Rhett, back on the bridge, you're very capable. Roll an ether tech handling check.
Don't roll low.
Ether tech, yeah. Or your pack explodes.
Oh,
No, it's pretty good.
19.
Oh, beautiful.
19. With a 19, you built this thing from scratch. You're so accustomed to your equipment, you're able to get it together easily. Every inch. You secure your pack to yourself. You check to see the compartments. You still have everything you need, any injector, any tool, any operator, and your grav cannon still connected easily to the side. You are firmly ready for action should it come to that. And it's at this point that you get a message come through on the dash. Your big kind of not cassette colored, N64 controller colored console. I don't know what you call that.
Like cassette gray.
Like cassette gray. Yeah, your console extends out in front of you and kind of wraps around the front of the bridge. You see the message pop up, and it starts to just link up coordinates to where this mining colony is. And
About fucking time. All right, Hank. Chart us a course. These chords. And let's get going. All right? Good boy.
And the engines rage to life. You feel the thrum of energy singing through the Rhapsody as you start to flip on. As if you turned it on already, but as you start to plot your course,
Yeah, I'm like,
throttle,
right?
You're backing, you're lifting up from the dock as you kind of detach, and you're breaking into open air. At which point, for just a brief moment, the Rhapsody pauses until there's this very quiet kind of powerful burst, and the Rhapsody just flies off into space. Hank is doing what he can to plot a course for you.
And I would be taking the controls manually and just sort of setting the course if he's like my GPS, in the bottom left hand corner of my eyesight.
Yeah.
Telling me when to turn or where to head. But,
yeah.
I'll be on the controls.
Let's roll a dual navigators check to see how long it takes you to get there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
21.
Yeah, baby.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
So now having the coordinates to this mining colony, you're blasting through space. Hank has plotted the course through the stars for you. It's rudimentary, but you follow it easily, and you can read where he kind of zigs around. You can zig easily, and you tear through space with lights just blasting past you as you are zooming towards your bounty. Now, purpose and intention at the front of your quest. Once again, you're no longer just hanging out. You are back on the hunt. The long bow of the Rhapsody stretches out, its deck gleaming in the starlight as it's reflecting passing Technicolor beams as you shoot through space.
Gets me every time.
Me too. Andy says me too.
Pyke, you can stop caressing your ship now. She's not ticklish, I promise.
I hear it come through, and I intentionally don't reply. A coy smile, a rare wry smile will appear on my face temporarily, as after a few moments I disembark from the Sparrow and begin to make my way back to the bridge, so that I can be kind of there and active and ready to help, especially when we arrive at our coordinates.
You do so, and you would have noticed the Rhapsody obviously taking off. The ether technology that Rhett has built into this just absolutely massive boat of a ship, you would think would cause it to be very aggressive as it moves, but it almost has this kind of powerful elegance as it takes off, based on the based on the work that Rhett has done, kind of to jerry rig it. And you make your way back to the bridge, and the two of you sit there. Rhett, of course, you flying the Rhapsody in your captain's chair. Pyke, you hanging off to the side, lit cigarette with the smoke trailing off behind you, and you're zooming through space. The lights tearing past you. Not at warp speeds, but just you're very rapidly moving through, and
going like 65.
You're going about 65 and a 55, exactly right. It's space 80s.
We're flying with purpose.
And you know that you will have to be doing this. You have a little bit of time. This isn't going to be a day's journey, but it's probably going to take you about 3 or 4 hours to get there. And though you'll be at the helm for most of it, at points you could automate it, and should you choose, you could do whatever you'd like with the time, or you can just pilot the whole way there.
Once I get to the bridge, I would, take my usual spot, but I'd tap Rhett on the shoulder and say, "You want a cup of coffee? We're almost out."
Well, might as well make the most of it. I could have gone for 2 or 3 more at the diner. That'd be lovely.
I'm on it. And I'll go scrounge up the last of our coffee, make us a cup as we are getting ready to lock in and take this guy down.
What are you using to make a cup of coffee?
We have a beautiful, but ancient and old percolator coffee pot.
100%.
It's old reliable, literally. It's like a steel percolator with a little glass thing at the top, and but it makes really good coffee. You can't beat it. And it's hanging in there, and I would use that to make
absolutely.
Make coffee.
It looks like it is older than you.
Yeah,
it looks
100%.
like it has seen decades. Stains just like baked into the glass that no amount of detergent could possibly remove. And somehow it makes the coffee taste even better. You pour the grounds into the top, and you brew a fresh pot. and when it hits your lips, it is nutty and dark and delicious.
And I know I drink my coffee black. I assume Rhett also enjoys it black. And I would bring him a fresh cup and again say, cheers. This one's gonna pan out. We're on a hot streak.
Grounds every time.
Yeah, but it gives it character.
It does. Oh, I've been meaning. Have you seen this month's issue of Space Mall?
I haven't.
Well, I dog-eared a page here. There's this new contraption called a Space Keurig. I'm just wondering, maybe once we get the bounty, that old coffee pot's on the way out. It might be worth considering.
I don't know about this. This is so fancy. We don't need this. This isn't us.
No, it ain't us. You're right. But I'm just thinking that, I'm always trying to make upgrades when we can. And if old Reliable's, on her last legs, I can't be without coffee. So I'm just thinking maybe if we want to make an investment into the newfangled pod-based coffee innovations.
I'd hate to do that to old Reliable. Plus Space Keurig, that's how you pronounce that?
Well, that's how I've heard it. How would you say it?
I don't know. Coffee and pods, this whole thing is alien to me. I'm not feeling it. We can talk about it after the bounty. Let's get those credits first.
All right.
You do think to yourself, Rhett, though, that new technology, new coffee technology, old Reliables lasted for probably several decades. This new coffee machine has got to be good for probably a century without any problems at all. And you feel very good about having that thought.
I will throw that issue of Space Mall on the large stack of Space Malls that are just on the, there's nothing clutter. There's magazines and newspaper. I'll just throw it on the stack. And I think I would drink my coffee, and I think what I would do is keep an eye on if I have any kind of radar or anything that is scanning for ships nearby. Just given that I don't trust that Officer Owen didn't put this out and blast it across the galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Just keeping an eye out for any other ships that may be in the vicinity. If it's a space trucker or whatever, that's fine. But if anything feels bounty huntery, I want to be kind of keeping an eye on that.
Absolutely. Roll a standing perception check.
Uh-oh.
We're flying by. Oh, no, that's right. We have to,
You can
declare this ahead of time.
You can add
That's
your
okay. It's not super important.
you can add your tech proficiency for
I'll take that.
utilizing
I'll take it.
Hank, utilizing the tech of the
14.
Rhapsody.
That's not bad.
14.
That's not bad at
Could
all.
be worse.
So with a 14, you understand. I mean, you're focused on flying. You're enjoying the time.
Yeah.
You've had 6 weeks on vacation. It's kind of that moment where you've been on vacation and you were relaxing, but you were probably about 2 weeks in before you started to miss the thing you were really good at, and that was hunting down bounties. And now you're back on the trail.
Oh yeah.
The
hound's got the scent.
The blood is pumping. There's blood in the water, and the sharks are hungry. And so you're focused, but you do have the equipment. You have Hank looking out as well. The radars are scanning. Not deep space, but immediate, spatial vicinity. And along the journey, you will see the occasional kind of freighter pop up on the radar, and it has a kind of specific signal that would dictate kind of like a medium class, slow build ship for currying, and you wouldn't think too much of anything like that. You're really looking out for anything that seems like it would ping with kind of combat ready, like real kind of pirate hunting ships. And as far as you can see on the journey that it takes you there, nothing appears on the radar. You'd also know that you have pretty regular access to a bounty board, that once something gets gets out there and really blows up and gets very popular, it'll hit the bounty board. And if somebody claims it, or not claims it, but if people start to get onto it, you would know that it's kind of it's really taken off. You would be able to feel in this moment. You definitely don't trust Owen that he's not just blasted it out there, but you haven't seen any kind of chatter come across that anybody's currently working towards it.
Perfect.
Are there any precautions we need to take as we get closer to this claim?
I mean, we gotta keep an eye out, but who knows who's involved? It's unlikely that the street gang's gonna have a ship that can match the Rhapsody. But if the Empire's involved, or fucking Saurians, or who knows what else, one of the fucking crime syndicates or whatever, it's impossible to know.
All right.
Or, God forbid, the fucking ether doors.
How about terrain, debris? I mean, how close do you think we can take the Rhapsody? I was checking out the Sparrow, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't have a ton of flight time if it comes to it. We're looking at emergencies only.
I plan on landing her right down on the fucking asteroid.
All right, if you can manage that, which I know you can.
I'll be fine. It's just, like you said, in an emergency, you may have to scramble.
Yeah, no worries. 10 minutes is more than enough time.
And so I would start to, if we're approaching it, planning kind of my approach and get a sense of, is it dangerous to take the Rhapsody in, or do I feel like I can kind of get there and land near the mine with the whole ass Rhapsody?
Roll one more perception check.
Adding the same stuff?
Yeah, you can add your tech proficiencies. 18. With an 18. You absolutely get the sense that this either it's hard to tell if it is a very small planet or a very large asteroid. But you approach what's
asteroid, the size of a small asteroid.
What's giving you the sense of a kind of like a very modest, quaint planet. It's got this kind of like red hue wrapped around it. Ooh. as you fly towards it, and you start to figure out your descent.
This thing's definitely bigger than I thought it was, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I would be a little like taken aback, like at the size of this when I finally see it.
Well, it could be a moon, small planet, big fucking asteroid.
When you said small operation, I was thinking small operation.
Well, we don't know how big the mine is. I mean, it might be 1% of the surface area, but I mean, it seems like no one's fucking here. So,
is there any way we can scan as we get closer for movement, any kind of signals, anything?
I could try, based on what the Dungeon Master allows me to do. But I don't want to be presumptuous that I just have everything I need at my fingertips.
Fair enough. That's incredibly reasonable.
Well, I'm just trying to think of what would be on a spaceship, you know?
Yeah.
I would say that you generally you do have the ability to, let's see. I would say you have a pretty normal ability to just like scan for signs of life, but not like so specific that we'll say not like you turn something on and you can see like thermal vision of the planet, right? But you can scan to see if the planet is like outputting signal.
Yeah. I would think that it wouldn't necessarily be able to scan that there's living things, but more that there is some kind of like radio frequencies.
There's a form of life communicating out from the surface.
Exactly.
And so yes, you do have the capacity to do that. And I would say that you can absolutely launch that, and you would very easily be able to tell that there is in fact a signal coming from the surface. As you suspected, what seems to be a very pinpoint, a very small section of the surface. And as you start to approach, you get this sense this isn't an incredibly lush or full of life planet. It's actually kind of, it's not like dunes as far as the eye can see, but it is kind of like desolate, almost
like Badlands.
almost like kind of like Badlands, like rocky, barren, like steppes, with an extra PES at the end. And you know that you could definitely the Rhapsody, as you would know, can't actually like make full landfall, but you can because of the foils that stretch out beneath it, you can approach and you'd be able to open up the hangar, and you think that you could get it exactly there so that you could get onto the land pretty easily.
I will take it down if there's like an atmosphere, right? And I would, I guess, do I get a sense of, based on the coordinates that he gave us, is it taking us directly to the mine on the planet or just to the planet?
Good question.
It is taking you, I would say the coordinates are taking you to the planet. Your scan to understand whether there was frequency and like signs of life is taking you to the spot on the planet where you think would be the closest you could make landfall to the mining colony itself, which isn't like directly on top of it.
Right.
You're landing the ship probably like 2 to 3 miles out.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take the Rhapsody down and whatever kind of landing gear we would have, right, or put her down where we can sort of get out. And once we're down, I'll look at Pyke and say, all right, well, conserving fuel, gotta go on foot.
That's fine. Well done bringing her in. This is good. We also don't want them to know we're coming.
Yeah, I don't see any other spaceships or starcraft of any kind yet, so hopefully we're the first ones here.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse. Running into people or running into no people.
Well, I'll put my my pack on, and I'll stow my grav cannon. Hank, what are you feeling? You want to come with?
Hank looks out over the ground. I would leave that to you. The ground is definitely a little craggy. There's definitely kind of like broken space. I would say imagine just you personally, Richie, imagine the Billy Goat Trail. Got it. And it's kind of like splits in the ground. There are definitely gaps. It's not really terrible, but it's not just a casual walk through the woods or across the ground. If you would like to leave Hank in the ship to run things, you absolutely can. If you want to bring him with you, have him maybe stand on your shoulder, you definitely can as well.
Well, I mean, should be safe here, right, buddy? Wouldn't want to leave you behind, and Hank's got a good nose, so come on. And I'll jump up on my back, and like two of the arms will like just grab him and carry him in his normal kind of like harness when he's just riding on my back.
And the arms reach up, wrap around him, and attach him to the side of your pack, and you're walking along with him, his nose pointed out directly ahead. Perfect. And it's very cute.
I'll put on the jacket and get ready and warm up a little bit and say, all right, which direction?
All right, well, based on what the scan said, I think it's that way.
All right.
And we go that way.
And you do, in fact, go that way. And you make way. Let's say roll a group just a straight con check to see how well you get there. How long it takes to get there.
17. Not bad.
Oh, pretty good. Con, you say.
Not bad.
10.
Con!
You did that for Derek since he's not here.
Yeah, exactly right. Derek, that one was for you, bud. So, Pyke, you're obviously limber, athletic. You move. Okay, you move. With grace and purpose. And you find kind of some of this traversing a little bit easier. But Rhett, with your full kind of pack, you're weighed down. It's a little bit harder to make some of this journey for you. But I would say you're moving at about a pace of like, you're doing about a 20-minute mile. So you think it's going to take just about an hour to walk from where the Rhapsody touched down to the colony itself. And you make your way like this.
Yeah, I would like, as I see him, if he's struggling to get over something or around something, I'd offer my hand and be like,
all right, show off.
yeah, come on, big guy, come on.
And you do so. You make your way.
100 pounds of gear.
A very for the outside onlooker, someone might look at the two of you and think that you're not a cohesive unit, but to the trained
That's what makes us so
eye,
deadly.
to the trained eye, you move together very effectively. And I would say the ground starts to kind of, as you get closer and closer, the ground kind of starts to level out a little bit and stops being so kind of difficult terrain, unkempt. You start to move almost into this definitely not lush, but you start to see little pockets of greenery pick up, and you move ahead is not like a forest, but is definitely a kind of a collection of trees that you think you'll have to move through, even briefly as you approach the town. It starts to kind of come into view in the final mile. You can see it way out there. You know that you're making approach. And just before you get there, another thing catches your eye. You see a little bit closer, kind of in between you and the colony, is once again this kind of like a quarry, okay. like a rocky open section of ground. And as you make your way towards the edge of it and look down, you see kind of like railroad tracks that lead up a slight hill out of the quarry. But moving down into it, you see what looks like the mouth of a mine. But it seems to be sealed shut with a laser gate.
Oh.
Oh,
like active.
laser gates.
Okay.
Like an active, which wouldn't be too uncommon. Like it's just
sure.
It's just locked.
Yet again, I'm a little surprised. I was expecting no one to be here, and there's some activity, there's some light. When we look at the colony, these buildings that we might be looking at, does it look makeshift? Like it was built at the same time to service the working of the mine?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't look like it's older than the mine, and that that they were here before.
Definitely looks like it. You start to see kind of some of these structures where it's not like a really slapped together, but it's not these big like wooden houses or like grand structures. It's definitely like almost like any house that looks like it might have had like a hole or a patch is like sheet metal has been used to kind of cover these sections. So kind of like these patchwork buildings, just very much made to be functional, not made to be necessarily comfortable, but just to kind of be able to work in, like a town that's kind of like popped up just around this mine very briefly.
I would point that out to Rhett and say, just in case there's anyone still here, we got to make sure no one comes up from behind us. We should check out the town.
I guess you're right. I mean, well, the mine's right here. Well, one of the mines, I guess, is right here. But it's a pretty heavy security for, just a simple mine.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little surprised. I expected this place to be a ghost town.
I wish we caught the dude's fucking name.
We did. His name is Merrick.
Yeah. Right. It's written right here.
Brain blast, I remember.
I want to... Is there in kind of the pit mine or the quarry or whatever, is there any kind of equipment that would be labeled that would evoke the Red Street Gang, or like anything painted red or branded to them?
Roll a perception check.
I think I'm twisting.
I love that.
How many do
We
have?
have about 3 billion twists. And by that I mean we have
40,000 divided by
40 twists.
20,000 divided by. Get
not
out
quite,
of
because
here.
some of those are probably
Oh,
dreads.
yeah. Well, I'm using 5 of them.
Hold on, let me check here. My trusty team.
$23.
Holy smokes. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we have 30 starting twists, 7 dreads.
Jeez. Okay.
And maybe
We're
slightly
down to
Okay.
25.
That may be perfect.
You move down into the quarry. It's not super deep. It's not like super dropped in. It's maybe like once you kind of walk down, one side of it is the flat ground until the slope starts to enter the quarry. And what
I would stay higher up if you're going down
Yeah,
to
I'm just
watch
poking
your
around
back
a little bit.
and make sure that I'm
Yeah.
just keeping an eye out for things while he's investigating.
roll a perception check as well.
I don't want anybody sneaking up on my buddy. Perception.
You're
That's
pretty
not
good
bad.
at that.
17.
Yeah, you're good at that.
17. Not bad.
With a 17, you do from a higher perch. You have the high ground. You do a quick scan of the quarry, and you don't see. You're looking for like threats. You look around. You don't see anything that looks like it's going to jump out. You can see kind of Rhett making his way down the slope, going through the machinery, and checking for this, that, and the other thing, you know, to kind of see what's around, maybe even moving towards the mine. You look around the quarry. He seems to be the only moving object there. And you keep one eye pointed towards the colony itself. And I'd say at this point with a 17, you're definitely like, you know, all senses kind of on high alert for any kind of threat, anything like that. You see the colony not super far in the distance, and I'd say at the distance you're at, you can even start to kind of hear the classic sounds of a town, just on the edge of where you are.
Damn.
Almost lost my footing. Hank, let me put you down. Why don't you lead the way? And I'll put him down, and we'll together walk down, and just take a closer look at the equipment. And if I can get a little bit of a closer look, I don't want to get too close to the laser gate, but
yeah.
if I could at least get close enough to sort of
You trip
inspect
and I
the
Resident Evil
Swiss
yeah. So I mean, heck, with a 23, you move into the quarry, and it's not absolutely massive. It's not like stretched out all around you. This is really just kind of built to be kind of like sunken in, house some of the equipment around. You'll see, not really kind of crazy fancy stuff, but good functional, like hardworking drill equipment, like laser drills that will kind of work to cut in and excise some of this ore. You might even see a cart just off to the side with a little collection of the ore of this planet. You would assume is moving to some refinery at some point to kind of be turned into an alloy of one or another. I would say with a 23, you can make out on some of the equipment the insignia of Ivo Industries. And with that, you'd also see a similar insignia on the gate itself. And are you moving kind of like towards the gate to the mine? Or?
Yeah, I'll start at least getting close enough where I can kind of peer down and see, like, do I notice any gemstones that were mentioned, or if I can understand the make of the laser gate, if it's something that I think that I can, like, if we took some time, dismantle.
I would say so. You get up to it, and we'll keep your roll, absolutely. You get up to the gate. And you start to investigate, and you start to kind of try and get a sense of it, figure out its tech, see what you could do with it. And it's the kind of thing, so this is a classic locking mechanism for like a standard issue laser gate for pretty, you know, like corporate not refineries, corporate mining colony operations. You know, this is not basic stuff, but it's seen. You know that
Run-of-the-mill laser game. All right.
You know that given enough time, you probably could work through this, dismantle it, completely take down the gate, or at least a part long enough to kind of open it up for yourself, disable the security functions, and walk through. But you think that would take maybe the course of a day or two.
Oh, wow.
And you don't know that you fully have that time.
And I don't know if I want to fuck with Ivo Industries either.
Mm.
So,
They sound pretty important.
learning that, I will walk back up to Pyke with Hank. What do I know about Ivo Industries?
I would say that about Ivo Industries, you know, not an absolute ton, but you know that they are a robotics company, a part of kind of a consortium of other companies that work together to kind of achieve goals. But as far as you understand, they're kind of like a standard robotics company. They're in charge of moving, innovating, moving tech forward. And it wouldn't be uncommon for them to kind of snap up any kind of ore mines that they think have the ability to wield any amount of additional elements that they can use to that end.
I got good news, and I got bad news, and I got worse news.
Well, that doesn't sound good at all.
Well.
Oh, I'm sorry. You saw one other thing. I meant to say this.
Oh.
Just past the laser gate on the inside of the mines, it starts to get very dark, but you can see kind of little like electro lanterns going down the mine as you look in. And just before the turn and the edge of the mine kind of goes out of the sight, out of your eyesight, you catch what looks like a torn off or like a snagged on a little wooden edge, a torn off piece of red cloth.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. It's beyond?
It's beyond the laser gate.
Shit.
Torn off. Red cloth. You want the good news, the bad news, the worst news, or the even worse news?
Go from good to worse. It makes it more dramatic that way.
Well, the good news is that I can dismantle the laser gate.
Great.
The slightly worse news is that it'll take me like a day or two.
Damn.
I can try to work quick, but it's not going to be easy. The worst news than that is that I think our Red Street fella is either down there or has since escaped from there. A scrap of his clothes, or at least some kind of fucking red fabric, and I'm putting two and two together.
Oh, no. If he's escaped, he might be long gone from this asteroid.
And then the worst news. This is an Ivo operation.
Shit. Damn corpos are everywhere.
Robotics, I mean, what the fuck are they doing here? This doesn't seem like them.
That means messing with their tech, disabling it. That's way more risky than I thought.
I mean, if this was some kind of podunk gang operation, I wouldn't mind getting mixed up in it, but I mean, I don't want to piss off the corpos.
What's some random gang member doing, getting involved with Ivo?
Maybe he's looking to steal. Something.
Could it be that simple? Could someone really be that stupid?
Well, I mean, greed can make a fool of us all, and I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, if there's something in there that Ivo's looking for, I have to imagine that this fucker Merrick, he finds one scrap of something that makes his life. He's set.
All right, well, we've got at least a lead. I still think we need to check out the camps, see what's going on over there. I think there's people here.
I agree. I don't want to be caught trying to break in.
No.
So let's see what we can learn.
That's the last thing we need. We're doing things by the books. All right?
Yep. Like we're good at. By the books.
Yeah.
All right, lead the way.
Done. And I'll begin to, again, keeping my wits about me, make my way towards and lead us towards these camps that are set up to see if we can, find out what's going on. See if hopefully they understand that we're not here hostilely, and that hopefully we can get some information about maybe where this guy is or went, and see if they know anything.
You make your way over to this kind of small town space, and there's definitely like an outskirts of it where it's not quite like a wall, but there's definitely like an established barrier section. Yeah, like a perimeter, where you've kind of just hit the outskirts. And as you make your way up, you start to look in and you see very quaint, very like dirt road stretches out in front of you. Exactly kind of what you were seeing from the outside. You see that very clearly now. Not kind of structures built with the intention of like long-term living here. Just really a space that kind of popped up just right in the vicinity to give people a place to live as they were really sent to accomplish this work here. You were just walking out of the kind of the slight quarry to where that mine was. You're making your way kind of just on this very, very like flattened out section of ground that walks towards the perimeter of this kind of like I don't want to say shanty town, but it's definitely kind of like a ramshackle, thrown up collection of buildings. The ground has certainly kind of become more manageable around here. This is very much just kind of like, not sand, but easy to kind of traverse ground. You make your way in, and the first thing that kind of hits you beyond just looking around and seeing this patchwork town is the smell. The smell of metal, rust. You can almost, Rhett, this is really kind of like just almost like a familiar taste in the back of your mouth, that kind of like iron that just hangs in the air. As you walk around, you also get just a little bit of just kind of like smoke that hangs in the air all around. And you hear just kind of this like faint electrical like whirring, buzzing that just seems to kind of like hum throughout the air, like the sounds of the sounds of an encampment that is operational, that's functional. You see walking around about you people who are definitely dressed, looking like to go, or they have either just come from, or they're getting ready to do mining work, but covered in overalls, head to toe, definitely covered in like a kind of a layer of soot. A hardy looking people. They are firmly, they just, when you look around, you just kind of get the sense that everyone here looks powerful. There are no desk jobs here.
Yeah. No pencil pushers.
No pencil pushers in the outer rims. Everyone here has calluses on their palms. Everyone here makes a living by the sweat of their brow and the strength of their back. You'll notice as you kind of start to maneuver around here and you just kind of walk in between these buildings, nothing really stretches above maybe at most like a 2-story building. It's very quaint. You'll notice that people are really shooting you looks. You're obviously wearing a very cool racer jacket, and you are have 100 pounds of ether gear strapped to your back. So the two of you stick out like a sore thumb as you walk through this space, and you can see people are really giving you an eye, but anytime you try and look over and you turn and you look at someone, they very quickly move to kind of like avoid catching your look.
Well, somebody's got to be in charge around here, right?
Yeah, I mean, presumably they got some kind of foreman, but it looks like all these fellas want nothing to do with us. Wait, did the officer send a picture of the guy? I think back.
Yes, he did.
Blast.
Yep. Oh, yeah. He did send in the form of kind of like the dossier of the bounty head that you were hunting. Picture of a guy, dark black goatee. He did have kind of a red bandana tied around his head, and he was wearing this kind of like gauche red jacket, like red leather jacket that he kind of thinks he's pulling off, but is definitely not pulling off.
I'll look down at Hank and say, "Oh, hold still, buddy. We're gonna need one of these." Boop, boop, boop. Oh, hold on. It's got a pair. Hold on. I'm holding a button. All right, there we go. All right, I have to swipe it, I guess. And then all of a sudden, the port in Hank's front is going to open up, and a Polaroid is going to print out with this guy's face, and I'll grab it. Thanks, buddy. Not bad.
And you created like basically a pretty like photo perfect Polaroid printout of this guy. That Hank has produced out of his Polaroid printer.
You should take this.
Thanks.
They like your pretty face.
And I'll take it, and I'll continue to let it develop as we walk up and we'll look around. And I'm gonna scan all of these people and just like look at their faces and see if any of them seem particularly, open to communication, even though they all appear to be like stone-faced and maybe stoic. And also look to see if there's anywhere that there seems to be any kind of a figurehead or some place that we could go to speak to somebody.
Roll a perception check.
Not bad. 13. I'll take it. We're level 3. We're level 3.
Easy.
What was the roll?
13.
13. Okay. You do a quick scan of the crowd. Not really a crowd. You do a quick scan around you, and you look for a couple people, and you experience the same, like a similar kind of thing. People are really, you can tell that they're very fixated on you. But the second you kind of like fall to connect with them, they dodge your glance. Except for one guy who is kind of leaning his back up against a building, arms folded across his chest, and he does not avert his gaze. He is eyeing you down as you look around. He does not, however, you will make note of the fact that he does not look like Merrick in the photo. He is dressed in that same kind of form of overalls. He has these kind of like long white sleeves that are definitely just covered in, or you would imagine at one point were white, covered in kind of like the work of a miner.
So he's staring at us. He won't, but he doesn't seem to be stopping to have any conversation. He's like carrying on with his day. He's walking with purpose, or it looks like...
No, he's leaning up against a building, looking at you. So he's stopped, like kind of keeping his eye on you.
Yeah, I would not be able to not engage. And I would make my way over and just very nonchalantly and as non-threatening as I can, just say, we're looking for someone.
Well, everybody's looking for someone.
Yeah,
who's asking?
Yeah, but we're a couple of bounty hunters, and we've heard that there might have been some trouble here on this mining operation.
He looks between the two of you, and he lingers on Rhett for a moment.
Oh, boy.
Do I know this guy?
No. No. I'm gonna say it. No, you don't. I won't even...
I love that.
I won't mince words. You don't know this guy.
I'll kind of like grimace and frown at him.
He looks between the two of you. You don't look like any bounty hunters I've ever seen. And I've never seen one of your kind travel as a bounty hunter. You look more like corpos, dressed like that.
I look down at myself, and I look at him like, are you serious right now? I look like a corpo?
Corpos are always trying to pass for whatever they can, to come in, find out information. What are you looking for? What are you doing here? We don't get a lot of strangers here, you have to understand. We're way out there.
We're looking for some 2-bit gang member. He looks like this. And I'll hold up the Polaroid, but not within reach of him to, like, snatch it from my hands.
He doesn't stop looking at you. Like, it's obvious he does not turn his look to the Polaroid. Never seen him.
You're not even looking at the Polaroid.
I've never seen him.
Who's in charge around here?
Well, that'd be Gabe. But if you want to find him, you probably have to go over to Jane's. Good luck getting anything out of anyone over there.
That's some kind of saloon.
That's exactly right. It's exactly a saloon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good guess.
Space saloon, but, well, this Gabe fella. I mean, does any of this ring a bell? The Red Street Gang? That means nothing to you?
We don't get visitors here very often. Gangs don't come through here. People don't come just traveling around, traipsing through here. We got nothing here to mess with, and the stuff we do have, nobody wants to mess with.
Well, look, we're just trying to get by. This is just another job. We get the information we need, we're out of your hair. We're not interested in messing up what you got going on here.
Roll a persuasion check.
I should have twisted. I got a 7. I should have twisted. That was a bad mistake. I should have twisted. Yeah, I got a 7. I got a 7.
You're doing great. Wow. That was awesome.
Listen, I don't know you and I don't trust you. You look strange and you dress stranger. You don't look like you've done a day's work with your hands in your life. Now, I suggest the two of you just turn back the way you came and just leave here.
Do they have any, like, employee badges of Ivo Industries?
They're
Great
not,
question.
So he
Contractors.
is very obviously like not like wearing like a badge or anything like that. But roll a quick perception check.
14.
I would say you do just a quick like glance around this town, and you can catch spots here and there where you would get the sense like there's sections of like buildings that have been put up with pieces of like metal or structure where you see that same insignia, that same logo. So it does look like this section of town was also like sanctioned or built with the support or whatever extremely limited resources Ivo wanted to offer them.
Look, we don't mean any trouble, all right? We're just looking for somebody, and we're not looking for anybody you know, clearly. So if you don't mind, we're going to proceed to Jane's, like you said.
I think we've got time for at least one drink.
I think you're right.
Well, enjoy yourselves. Actually, You roll a persuasion check.
I'm twisting 5 times.
Beautiful.
What is it?
Much better than what I got. 12 to start with.
My persuasion is +0, so that's 17.
Better.
17. Okay. With a 17, let me see the photo one more time. What'd you say this guy did?
He's stealing gems or something. He wants something to do with whatever y'all are mining here.
What do you know about gems?
What do we know about gems? I mean, I know that sometimes mining operations like this, y'all find something you weren't expecting. And this could be trouble for you if someone that you aren't intending to grabs something that you don't want them to and gets the hell out of here.
Listen, I haven't seen this guy, okay? I don't know who he is. I don't know where he is. But I got friends, I got family here. If you think he's here, you think he's causing trouble, the last thing we need is for some no-good lowlife to come down here and stir up trouble and bring Ivo coming to check in on things. There's liable to fire us and bring in a new crew as they are to just take care of this guy. So if you think you can find him, I haven't seen him, but if anybody has, you can ask at Jane's.
Look, with any luck, he's long gone. We'll be out of your hair. We'll find our lead and we'll go find him and we'll catch him. But if he's still down in that mine, we gotta find out what happened to him.
And as long as you make it easy for us to conduct this investigation, we'll make sure things go smooth and Ivo doesn't come down and replace y'all with mining drones.
Okay. Well, check in at Jane's. You can show the photo around there. It's the tough crowd. We're not very trusting of outsiders. Like I said, we don't get too many people just coming through here, especially not bounty hunters. And especially the only people that ever do come to check are corpo goons, making sure you get everything you can out of the working folk. So
I sympathize. No, you go ahead.
I can promise you, we're just a couple of good old-fashioned cowboys.
Well, I hope that's the case. Jane's is right over there. You can pop your head in and good luck to you.
I didn't catch your name.
Right. Just 1 second. Just have a frog in my
Mitch
throat.
is a fine name.
Yeah, it's just Midge. Mitch. Midge. I said Midge first. Midge is the name.
All right, Midge. It's a pleasure, Midge.
We appreciate your help.
Well, I just want everything to go away quietly. You do your work. You find this guy. You take care of him whatever way you see fit. And then get going.
Roger that.
I don't laugh. I nod.
Yeah, no,
I take a long drag on my cigarette, and we begin to. I look for signage or begin walking, perhaps in the direction that he told us that Jane's might be in. And who was the individual he said that we were looking for that would be at Jane's?
Gabe.
Gabe. That's right, Gabe.
Yeah.
All right, we got Midge,
She's
we got
their
Gabe,
leader.
we got Jane.
Or one of their leaders.
Yeah, we got Gabe. Okay, perfect. It's in the steel trap.
Yep.
Here we go.
So you make your way down just a little bit further down the street. The dust is kind of now not whipping up, but as you continue to walk, kind of the dust is almost your footfalls kick up kind of a layer of it. You're starting to get a little road dirty. You know, the feel you get kind of when you're into 10 hours of a long travel and you could really go for a nice hot shower. It's right when that feeling starts to set into your bones that you see right ahead a small little, if you could even call it a tavern, a saloon. Those classic saloon doors, but not made of wood. 2 pieces of sheet metal put in with the edges sanded down for no sharp edges, kind of just keeping you out of going in. Right ahead of you.
I'll make sure I get Rhett's attention before we head in, and I'll look at him. I'll say, look, first round's on me. I'll break into the emergency fund. I got a few credits left.
You've been holding out on me.
You know it's the emergency booze fund.
All right, as long as it's neat.
You know it will be. After you.
You swing the doors open, and they make not a creak, but like a grinding metallic sound that showcases it could use a little bit of oil on the hinges. As you enter,
Sorry.
Everyone stops.
As you enter, exactly right. Everyone stops and looks over at you. You see probably 5, maybe 6 patrons spread out across 8 tables that are sitting in this small, dusty space. Just off to the right, a bar with about 8 stools, but not 10 stools, stretches off just ahead of you. Right behind it, a large portly kind of gentleman, balding on the top, gray in his beard, betraying how many drinks he's poured throughout his time.
I would walk forward with Rhett like we own the place.
Yep.
Like, we've done this before. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves much more than we already have, and we just waltz right in like we own the place.
Like we're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You do so. You walk in like you're supposed to be there. And you continue to catch eyes as you make your way you're heading towards the bar.
Yeah,
absolutely.
First round's on me.
As you make your way towards the bar, you know that eyes are on you. Do a quick, situation grab. And you have the same kind of like people are dodging your look, but there is one table, these 2 guys, one large, imposing fellow, and another a lot smaller, but still kind of wiry build. You can tell smaller, but you can certainly tell that he too works with his hands. They do not look away from you. They track your movements as you walk to the bar. You move up to the bar, and the gentleman with balding head, graying beard, you can see as he cleans the glass. From the door, he looked to be kind of a portly fellow, but this close up, you actually kind of see just at how big his arms are, and it almost looks difficult for him to get his hand into the glass to clean the inside of it. Certainly an imposing figure. He doesn't look up, but he talks to you. What are you having?
Let me get 2 whiskeys neat.
2 whiskeys neat. Okay. He puts 2 glasses on the table. He takes out a bottle, uncorks it, brown liquor, and
Derek
pours it. He pours it glass, and then with one hand, who needs Derek? I got you guys. Yeah.
We're trying.
Look.
Oh god! I light a new cigarette while he's doing this.
Yeah. He moves the glasses forward. And glances over at you for a second, Rhett, and says, you gotta leave weapons at the door.
It's not a weapon. It's a tool. If y'all need me to leave my tools at the door, I will, out of respect.
I think for the comfort of the establishment, you go ahead and you leave that tool, as you call it, over by the door. And you look over at the door, and it does look like there's a rifle, like a kind of like a rustic. I mean, it's definitely not just like a Remington, 700 rifle, but it's like a laser rifle, but style. Yeah. It's a space rifle,
Absolutely.
but with kind of like an old school classic stock on it. And you see a couple other collection of firearms, kind of like Frontier Justice firearms, leaning up against the side of this wall.
All right. And I'll get up, and I'll slowly kind of stomp over there, and I'll as it sort of disconnects from my flesh, and I will turn it around, and I doubt there's a hook that could support it, so let's kind of put it in the corner of the saloon. With the
set it on
cannon
a
next
hook,
to
and it rips right out of the wall.
Yeah.
And
If
crashes
you're
to the
not
ground.
using it, it's absurdly heavy. Nobody can just pick this up and walk
100%.
away with it.
Yeah,
So it's
100%.
basically safe.
Yes.
It's safe.
It in and of itself uses gravity tech
Right.
to make it carry
Okay.
carry.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
You would feel extremely comfortable that even though
It's like the sword of the stone. Nobody's picking that up.
Your
Thor's
sword,
hammer.
yeah, Mjolnir. Yeah,
It's not likely someone's going to steal it. They certainly can't use it.
You
Right.
dropped Aether Dwarf Tech Mjolnir on the ground.
Yeah.
You are extremely comfortable that even if the strongest patron in this colony were to walk up to it and attempt to lift that, they wouldn't come close to budging it.
That's kind of nice. It's very secure.
Yeah, it's secure. It's very secure.
Better.
Oh, very accommodating of you.
May I keep my dog at my side?
You can keep your little feller.
All right, come on. Put him on a bar stool next to me.
He looks down, he's cleaning another glass. You don't know where he's getting all these glasses from. You can see when you put Hank up on the stool, you think for just the slightest moment that you might even see a brief smirk catch on just the corner of his mouth. What are you fancy lads doing out here?
We're looking for someone.
Well, everybody's looking for someone.
I keep saying that.
I go in my pocket. I get the Polaroid. No, seriously. We're bounty hunters. We gotta jump on this bounty, and we're trying to get in and get out without causing anybody here any trouble. It's only gonna be a matter of days before this place is swarming with bounty hunters. What can you tell us about this guy?
Well, I don't know anything.
I would like to try to discern whether or not I believe he's telling the truth.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Oh, I'm pretty good at that. I would like to twist.
Let's do it. 5 twists.
I would like to use 3 twists.
Okay, 3.
I would like
fine.
to use 3 twists.
That's fine.
That's pretty good. I get a
Nice.
21.
21. With a 21, you get the sense pretty quickly that he's absolutely holding something back. He seems a little less, not as immediately so combative as Midge was.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little more accommodating of you, but he seems still extremely reluctant to just openly trust you.
I'll take another drag on the cigarette and I'll look him dead in the eye and I'll say earnestly, I promise you, the more you tell us, the faster we're in and out of here and we cause no problems for you. We understand. We see the Ivo stuff all over the place. We don't want to be involved any more than you do. But the longer it takes for us to find this guy, the more people are going to be landing on this rock.
You're bounty hunters, huh?
That's exactly right. And if you let us hunt the bounty, we'll get out of your hair. And I promise you, anybody on this fucking rock that you consider dear, will be a hell of a lot safer.
What's this guy wanted for?
We're not entirely sure. He seems to be some 2-bit gang member. Something about what was it, Red?
He's a member of the Red Street Gang, and supposedly he's looking to steal some kind of gems.
It doesn't really make any sense why he'd be out here, and we're just worried that something's going on.
Well, is he dangerous?
That's what we were told, but, there's 2 of us and only 1 of him.
He's armed. Whether he's dangerous remains to be seen. You know a fellow named Gabe?
Yeah, I know Gabe. Gabe's about the foreman over at the mine. Nothing happens over there. He doesn't give the go-ahead on. He's a good kid, but he's dumb as a bag of rocks.
What can you tell us about this guy? Or about Gabe, if we need to get him involved?
Listen, I saw the 2 of them. I saw that fella in the picture. I saw him talking to Gabe. I didn't think much of it, aside, he was wearing a pretty fancy red jacket. Around here, anybody shows up looking like that, we think it's someone from Ivo showing up to check in on us. And talking to Gabe, I didn't think too much. But now you say he's some kind of dangerous 2-bit lowlife. Maybe trying to get into the mine.
Oh, he's in there, all right. Does Gabe have, presumably, he has access to the security cards that would activate the gate, the laser gate protecting the mine?
Yeah, absolutely. It locks and opens on his go-ahead.
You don't think this guy seriously sweet-talked his way into the mine?
I think it's an inside job. This Gabe fella. Do you know where he is right now at this present moment?
He's got a little house just tucked away, just down the avenue there, right at the end of it. A little nicer than some. It's hard to miss. Probably the cleanest building here. But yeah, I haven't seen him come in yet today, which is unusual. Normally being here first thing before he goes on over, opens up the mine. But this is like pretty early morning as you've gotten there. Kind of like people are kind of getting ready. You think kind of to potentially go go to the mine and do some work, or go to one of the mines that they might work out of. You get the sense that there's more than just this one that you've encountered on the outskirts. I haven't seen him yet today. If he's not here, I gotta imagine he's at home.
All right.
You don't think we might be too late, do you?
Hard to say. But I think we pay this Gabe fellow a visit. Thanks for the whiskey.
Well, you're paying for it, so.
Yeah, I would have, whatever he had said that it was, I would have scrounged into my emergency fund to pull out a few credits and pay for the drinks. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, you fellas be careful around here, all right? If there's some low-life scum running around and anything gets thrown off and it gets wind of it, there's a lot of trouble going to come down on this place.
We're going to do our jobs. We're going to do it well. We're going to get in and we're going to be out, and you're never going to know we were here.
Well, I don't know what they're promising you for it, but if this guy was fixing to cause any kind of trouble and throw off the workings around here, hell, if you take care of him, Ivo might even sweeten the deal for you. Keep things moving.
Yeah, well, I don't necessarily want them involved at all.
The less we deal with the corpos, the better.
Well, seems like the two of you do have some sense after all.
Is the house right over there? Down the street, take a right?
Yeah, you got it exactly.
All right.
Down the street, take a right.
Let's go, Hank. I'll down the rest of my whiskey. And I'll put my pack back on.
You do so. You get re-equipped. You see the same, and you're leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're out.
Yeah. I would
We're
want
hustling.
to. I would want to have a conversation while we're walking towards the house for sure. But we would definitely leave the establishment and try to find this Gabe fella.
I would say that as you collect your things and you're heading out, you do just a quick. I mean, you're focused. You're moving. You might not even think too much of it in the moment. But I would say you do a quick scan of the room and you would notice that the two guys who were really staring at you when you walked in are no longer in the bar.
They've left.
Yeah,
They've left
for
us. Okay.
Oh, shit.
As we're walking and hustling, moving our way over to where this feller Gabe's house might be, I'll look to Rhett and I'll say, "You really think this is some kind of inside job?"
Well, I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm a fucking genius, but you don't just break into a mine like that has that kind of security. That dude was let in. And if we just got, hearsay that he was collaborating with this Gabe feller, I don't see any other way he got in besides Gabe just scanned a key card and let him waltz right in.
Is 8,000 credits really worth getting tangled up with Ivo?
I mean, here's the thing. If we can just get this guy, get out, we're doing Ivo a favor probably. And I don't need a fucking credit from them. I don't think they're gonna care. If anything, like the old feller said, we're doing them a favor, and we're doing it for fucking free. So let's get the reward from the law and be on our way. But it does make me nervous, and frankly, I don't know how much longer these people are going to be employed here anyway. Knowing Ivo, if they find out that this mine's more special than they realized, every single living fucking soul will be replaced by a robot.
This whole operation is a mess.
I think we might have to break in.
All right. I trust you can do it. Just now, if this is an inside job, it goes from 2-on-1 to us being outnumbered.
Well, we'll see what the feller says. And when we get to the house, I don't want to walk up to the front door. I'll be like, let's case the joint.
Okay.
So I'd like to lead us behind the house to see if there's like, can we tell if he's awake and like moving around? Are all the lights out? Like, is it obvious that he's maybe dead inside?
Yeah, just head on a pike,
Roll an investigation check at I'll say at advantage with Pyke's help. As you're walking once again up this very familiar street now, the taste of metal has hung in the air so much it's become kind of just the new norm for you. You're starting to become nose deaf to it, but you still very much it just hangs there. It's this strange mix of rust, iron, and ore, and it's kind of almost like palpably in the air. And you approach this house. It is just a little, it's not nice by any stretch of the imagination, but it is just a little bit nicer than some of the other places. It's not so patchwork. Some of this was more intentionally built to kind of be like a foreman's like workspace and headquarters living space kind of combo. And you rolled.
Natural 20.
Oh, baby, let's
Plus
go.
7, 27.
Let's go.
27.
Hell yeah.
Jeepers. And with a 27, you start to kind of like walk the perimeter of this house. And it is at the end of this street. So houses kind of line, but as you're walking to it, you're kind of faced right towards it. But you can walk up you can hug this side alley, kind of stick, not necessarily towards the shadows, but out of certainly the main thoroughfare. You two are kind of hard to blend into the space. But you do your best to kind of like very, very not obviously approach this home, and you make your way around it, and you kind of start to like, you listen in. You don't hear any movement from inside. You give a smell. You give it a dead body smell.
Wellness check. Roll for wellness check. It's not looking good.
Been eviscerated.
And you're not getting too much until you come to almost like a break in this. Over the sides are kind of like this wavy, like browned sheet metal that is kind of like interconnecting and snapping down, and there's a little slit on one side where you can kind of like glance into the house. And Rhett, you can see as you look in, you see very, very sparse living quarters. You see a desk, what looks like just a bookshelf to the left of it. On top of the desk, you see a collection of kind of like blue papers. You think kind of look maybe like schematics or architect kind of like guides, areas, potentially drill equipment, things like that. You see a like gunmetal kind of like what you would take to be a refrigerator at one section, a table, and you do notice the table kind of looks like it's been pushed out of the way, and kind of as you start to scan the room, you start to pick up on things where it looks like there's a bit of a struggle. And right as your eyes kind of make it past the table, you see two boots with the toes turned upwards, as if someone is in the room on their back.
It's not looking good.
Oh no. What do your ether dwarf eyes see? I don't say that.
I think our dear buddy Gabe is pushing up daisies from a certain point of view.
Damn. I was worried we were going to be late.
God damn it. All right, well, I'm going to get you in there. Is it like a locked door in the back, like, or is it just like a slit?
Yeah, there's a back door. There's a back door you could try.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little jostle as
Yeah.
stealthily as I can.
You give it a stealthy jostle, and there is resistance. You feel like it is potentially locked, and you can deal with that in
All right.
whatever way you see
Just
fit.
like always, I'll get you in and you do your thing.
Understood.
And I'll get down by the lock, and my eye will sort of zzz, and and I'm gonna try to dismantle the lock and let Pyke in. R2D2 style, you know. It's
Do you is that like sleight of hand?
It would be a lock-picking tools check.
Lock-picking
right?
tools check?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Nine.
That's like this is like one of that BioShock moment where you're trying to stop and it's like the thing snaps and you're like, oh fuck no.
There's a fucking fluid through a tube puzzle. What the fuck is this?
What the fuck my God on here? I'm a fucking brilliant engineer. I can't figure out the goddamn lock. I would say with a 9, it takes you longer than you would have hoped, but you are.
I'm struggling.
You are
Get zapped a
struggling.
few times.
One of your lock picks even snaps off at the end. But you eventually, what I will say is, it is very clear now. You've like the handle where the lock was. It is clear that it's like scratched and the metal is like a little like it's clear that this lock's been picked.
Oh, we're not the first ones here.
No. You've caused that.
Oh shit. Okay.
With a
Just
9,
kidding.
you've
Got
caused
it.
that.
All right,
That is not not look that way when you walked up.
That's fair.
We were being very careful.
Yes,
Yeah.
I you know, I'm a little rusty.
I feel like
that's
that's fair to say.
That's
There's
very
signs. There's signs that you can still get in, but there are definitely signs that this has been broken and entered into.
That's very fair.
And got it. Fucking God's damn.
The back door swings open, and you see the same room laid out ahead of you. Just to now your left, you see that desk with the bookshelf on the side, and on top of it, the blue papers. Ahead of you, the table is definitely pushed kind of diagonally. It looks like it was pushed kind of out of the way. The carpet is strewn up from one edge. There's a smashed pot on the side, and that you can now see that there's a small pool of blood growing.
Oh shit.
I will take a couple of steps in, like gently, quietly, and just kind of survey the things that you've just told us as I take it all in. And I'll kind of look over my shoulder and say, yeah, he's dead.
I would be keeping my eye, now like my back to Pyke, keeping an eye out on the alleyway to make sure no one's like walking up upon us.
I'm walking in with my hands in my pockets and the cigarette hanging from my mouth, and I pull my right hand up, and I hold up my index finger, and a small little orb of radiant light will just begin to flicker and form at the tip as I hold it up to see if I can get some light and move closer to this person who's on the floor to see if I can see what the cause of the injuries are.
You're watching kind of the back alley. You probably have the door like a little bit closed.
Yeah.
But you're definitely kind of like peeking at it as best you can, and kind of just to make sure nobody's about to come on you. Pyke, you're inside. You create that radiant light from the tip of your finger to cast the light around. And it is very clear. It's very obvious from what Rhett had seen initially, and what you now see. This is certainly the room of the foreman. You can almost guarantee that at your feet. Well, I'll tell you, very much you can discern immediately that the person at your feet is not Merrick. He does not look like, he doesn't have a goatee. He's not wearing red. He's in the garb kind of like this town.
Yeah.
And you would assume that it is Gabe.
I would make that assumption.
As you get closer and you shine the light and you get a little bit in, roll either investigation or medicine, whichever you'd choose.
Weirdly, it's going to be medicine.
Whiz check.
That's pretty good. 16.
With a 16, so you're kind of investigating. You want to see what kind of wound is on him.
Yeah.
You see him lying back on the ground, his right arm kind of strewn out on the floor. His left is holding a soaked cloth. You're not sure what color it started out originally, but it is red. It is crimson red now, as he lays back.
Is he breathing?
Yes.
Oh,
you
shit.
as you lean in to investigate,
no.
you watch his body do.
Is he dead? Oh no! The second I hear that, I would snap my head back over my shoulder, look and say, "No, Rhett, he's alive! Quick, get in here!"
Oh fuck! And I'll lumber through his house and lean down next to him, and I'll pull out this, giant kind of like med pack with a big old needle on it, and I'll stab him, injecting some purple ether medicine into him, casting Spare the Dying. To buy us some time here.
Hell yeah!
While Red is doing this and prepping these things, I would try to cradle his head. I'll let the light extinguish from my finger. I'll try to cradle his head and say, "Hey, it's all right. You got to tell me who did this to you. What did you see? Tell me what happened."
You move to cradle his head, and you're there even before kind of Rhett starts to come over. And Rhett, as you move agilely from the door to get over here to save this man's life, the house almost kind of like trembles under your thundering footsteps as you are like lunging forward to get there. You take out your injector, and pierce directly into. Where do you inject? Like the thigh, the chest, straight into the chest?
It's somewhere in his gut, maybe.
In his gut?
Some
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
torso.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
was that-
near the wound?
yeah. Somewhere near the wound.
So
at
he
least.
has kind of like on his lower left stomach, like I think I'm a doctor, but maybe the liver's down here or something.
Could be.
So like somewhere
That sounds
in there.
plausible.
Yeah. We'll say the liver.
There's organs down there.
I'm not a surgeon.
I'm not a surgeon, but I think he's shot in an organ.
How many D&D professors does it take to find the liver?
And you run over, you jab this syringe into his stomach. You can see, Pyke, maybe you even, as you're holding him, you grab his hand with the cloth and you kind of move it just to see.
Yeah.
And the wound kind of starts to like ooze blood for a moment, and then as the syringe punches in, and this purple liquid is injected into the site, the wound, as it kind of it was pouring out blood for a moment, especially as you look, right before this kind of purple, almost like foam kind of starts to edge out and close up the wound, like kind of a combat gauze kind of situation. You can see what looks like the makings of like a plasma burn or like a blaster burn in his stomach. Like he was shot, and I'd say that you could tell that he was probably shot based on the burns around it, point blank.
Oh, no.
Oh, this guy took a shot right to the gut. Is he conscious?
I don't know. He's not responding to my questions. You gotta tell me if you saw anything. Can you hear me?
Who the hell are you guys?
We're looking for the person who did this. We're bounty hunters. It's not important right now. You gotta tell us what you saw.
Oh, it was Merrick. Oh.
Did he double cross you?
He showed up. He came here. He said he heard rumors of something precious uncovered in the mines. I told him it was a fool's errand. We closed off that mine. We dug too deep. We had a team find something down there. They never came back up. He said it wouldn't be a problem for him.
Hey, easy. Rhett's gonna take care of you. You're gonna make it through this. Come on.
Oh, God, it hurts.
Did you let him into the mine? How did he get in?
I just wanted off this rock, man. I just wanted a life of adventure in the stars. He said he could get it. It wouldn't be an issue for him. And he split the take with me.
And look at you now. Hopefully you learned a fucking valuable lesson.
Yeah. I could do without the lecture right now.
Is he there now? How long ago did this happen? I guess you don't probably fucking know. What time of day was it when you got shot?
It's right at last night.
Oh, fuck.
He took my key card. And he went down to the mine.
He's been down there for probably over 12 hours at this point.
He doesn't know how to navigate it.
You're lucky to be alive.
I suppose I owe you a thank you.
What you can do for us is get us down in there. Somebody else has to be able to open the mine, right?
Hey, he took my only key card. I have the only one. But I built the gate that locks it up. The plans for it are on the table.
You have the schematics. Over there. Out here.
On the desk.
It's
a couple sheets in.
And I'll fold it up and I'll grab it. I'll take it to him.
You rifle
All right.
through a couple. You toss a couple things aside. You see schematics for like drill bits, machines, laser drills, things like that. Like hover wheelbarrows that like to pull things out, and eventually you come to one that looks like the laser grid like gate that secures the mine.
This is it.
That's the one.
All right.
You look like you know your way around a piece of machinery.
Yep, I do. Tell me how do I dismantle it? Just point.
Well, and he explains the engineering to you.
All right.
And you roll an engineering check. 13. You feel like with the schematics in hand, you're not totally familiar, but with the schematics, you think if you go back to the door, you can now, without a key card, you can open it, dismantle it far quicker in a matter of minutes.
This is good. I mean, with that, you'll make short work of it, right?
Should only take me a few minutes, but I mean, we need to know how to fucking navigate that place. If you have any kind of map, anything that we could use to navigate to find him.
He'll be looking for the section of the mine where it goes down, not forward. Just follow the blue line. We mark the tunnels so we don't get lost while we're down there.
All right, blue line.
We gotta get Mitch. We gotta let him know that he's in here. We'll go get you help. And then we'll head down to the mines and we'll get this guy.
Hey, is there any kind of doctor in camp?
Yeah, there's a doctor.
Can we drop you off on the way? You better come up with a good fucking alibi about what happened.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Thank you again for showing up when you did. If you help me, we can get there. I'll tell her. I'll tell her. I don't know how I was cleaning a piece of equipment, fell down on it or something. Pierced me.
All right, you work on that alibi and we'll get you to the dock. Come on, one arm on each side. I know, you better keep working on that. And we're gonna take one arm around each of us and basically help him walk to the dock and also berate him and tell him that he needs a better alibi by the time we get there.
I mean, Pyke, what do you think? I mean, just this guy had to steal the security card, so he shot him in the gut, right? How hard is that?
It's extremely obvious.
Okay, all right. Well, look, we're going to practice, okay? And then while we're carrying and we go over the story that...
I don't get shot in the gut off, okay? I'm not in my fucking right mind.
And we carry him wherever he tells us where a medical tent would be.
And he directs you. You eventually find Dr. Foster, who is in a very similar kind of building. You navigate there very quickly. You're able to get Gabe to. There's a little bit of a commotion as people see you dragging him through the street over his shoulders as you're moving to the tent. But anybody who starts to cast a glance at you as if you were maybe culpable, he quickly starts to say, no, quick, get out of our way, they're helping me. And you're able to make it to the medical tent and drop him off. I never caught your names.
The name's Pyke.
Rett. And this here's Hank.
Well, thank you. The three of you. Just don't forget the blue line.
Blue line, got it. I got the schematics. We'll be fine, all right? Just take care of him, Doc. I shot him full of a bunch of uppers, so he's stable for now, but if you don't do something, he'll bleed out and die.
I got him from here. This looks like good work.
Well, I appreciate it.
And she scurries him off into the medical tent.
All right, big guy. Now's your time to shine.
All right. Let's hustle, but not look too obvious. You know what time it is. It's time to power walk. So
We power walk, and we make sure that
There's always one foot on the ground.
That's very much
as you move.
We always have contact with the earth.
You're
walk with
making
purpose.
sure to swing your hips. You're
That's right.
leading. You're striking
use the
forward
momentum.
with your hip. Use the momentum.
We
You're swinging your arms.
drive forward.
Hank is also very purposefully power walking.
Yeah, Hank is.
We don't want to tip anybody off that we're running, that there's any danger. We're just moving with purpose.
Because you have so expertly described your Malcolm in the Middle power walk. People just think you're very excited. You're moving with purpose, and you strike as quickly as you can for the mine where you had seen it before. The first one you'd encountered that. Gabe had said they had to abandon because of what they'd uncovered inside. You make your way back down that slant. Now, after having escaped the town, as it were, broken past the perimeter, you feel a little more comfortable to move with the haste the situation demands. You want to get this bounty before anyone else. You want to get this guy before he causes any more damage. And you make your way down the slant, through the equipment, and up to the laser gate. Rhett, please roll one more engineering check.
All right, hey, you take these two circuits here, and I'll handle these conduits and conductors, and then, that should be it. All right.
Yes!
24.
You
Plus 5 twists.
with
29.
29. With a 29, you roll straight up to the laser gate. Your arms slide out, and with expert precision in striking, they hit the points on this panel, and it just pops right off. Inside, you see this glowing, like bluish white line that's interconnecting this laser grid. You pop it out, you pull out 3 or 4 sections, almost like sinewy muscle. These things start to pull apart. Hank reaches out, also from his ears, these pieces come out, grab 2 of the wires, pinch them, and move them apart, creating a separate circuit. As you go in and you just start to with 24, you thought this was going to take 10 minutes. This takes 60 seconds.
It's amazing what you can do when you got the plans.
I know.
You
I
just
still
make
got it.
absolute short work of this. You think in the beginning, maybe you just had, it'd been a while. You've been on vacation for 6 weeks. Maybe you just didn't have the faith in yourself that the situation really demanded, as you finish your work, you see the lasers fade back as the mine once again stands open. You stand in its maw as you look down and you see the fading, flickering glow of these electro lanterns as they move deeper and deeper into the mine, until eventually your field of vision is lost to darkness, at which point you hear a voice call out from behind you. Where the hell do you think you two are going? And you turn around and you see the same 2 people you saw from Jane's earlier that were not, that were staring at you the whole time. And that is where we'll end the session.
Oh, man!
Fucking Pinkertons!
Yeah, it probably is! Ivo Pinkertons! Oh, man!